Even when I don't, I promised you white picket fences and 2 arms holding you every night. But you settle for too many 2 a.m. calls and too little fitting red tail lights. And baby, I'll never understand.
We have been running the roads, playing as much as we can, anywhere and everywhere they'll let us get in, and it's been an awesome year. We've been able to go to play in a lot of new states and a lot of new venues and get in front of a lot of new faces, and that kind of helps open up our fan base and gets us outside of the boundaries of Texas and kind of southern Oklahoma that we have been established in, I guess, the last few years. Year round, there's not really any breaks, but that gives us opportunity to go play, and there's not really any limits to what time of year we can get in a venue. So it's pretty nice. We try to stay a little further south in the wintertime, but other than that, it's pretty much a year-round thing. Band guys like to sleep a lot. We try to take advantage of the different regions and do stuff that's specific to that area, because it's kind of like little mini vacations we get to do every weekend, which is pretty cool. A few of us like to go running and stuff, and when we go close to the mountains, we'll go little hikes, and we go fishing as much as possible. We keep a little setup in our bay of our RV and do that as much as we can. I don't know. We try to have fun though, keep it loose, because it's an awesome job, and we get a pretty cool way to make a living. So we try to take advantage of that and keep it fun. Everybody has their headphones in, so everybody's listening to their own deal. Whoever's driving controls the main radio, and everybody else has their little headphones. Mostly your guys like Cody Johnson, your Texas guys that we play with, kind of in the circle with, and a lot of old traditional country stuff. My grandparents always had either Conway Twitty or George Jones or Keith Whitley playing, and that was kind of their Lefty Frizzell. So those were the older people I remember hearing on the radio when I was running around grandparents' house. But I liked the Alan Jackson, the George Strakes, a lot of your late 80s, early 90s stuff, and that's kind of what I guess think of when I think of modern country music. I think of 90s country, because that was kind of my favorite little era, and that was what I started when I started recognizing the radio and country music. That's what I associated with. Try to make it sound as country as possible, and then just kind of do what we have to do to get played on the radio right now. Currently with the little more electric guitar driven stuff. But if I won the lottery tomorrow and could make my dream album, it would sound something like Keith Whitley would put out. So anyways, yeah, we keep it country though. I guess we all live in Austin right now, so when I think of home, I think back in East Texas with my mom and sister, and I got a little 7-month-old niece. So that's kind of what I look forward to most when I get to go home back to my old stomping grounds. See a little baby girl, because they grow up fast, and I don't get to go home that much. So it seems like every time I go back there, her and my nephew have aged. We get to go home once every 3 months, and then if I just have something, if I'm playing close to the area, sometimes I might swing by there and go see mom and sister. But it's probably we stay pretty busy, and so we usually get a break every 3 or 4 months. Chicago, and I'll say Chicago. It was an awesome. I didn't realize how big their country music fans there were in Chicago. So that was more of kind of a pleasant surprise, I guess. And we got to go out to Rock Springs, Wyoming earlier to do the high school finals rodeo, and I've never been out to this area of the country, so that was kind of cool to see the land and just kind of wide open spaces, and that was a nice change of pace from what we're used to. And I guess another cool one was, it wasn't this year, but last year, or Vegas. We got to go out to national finals in Vegas, and that was probably my favorite week worth of work we had to do this year. And we got to have a lot of fun. Anyway. We're going over to Montana for the first time, but actually I'm going back into the studio and working on a new EP that we hope to have out as soon as possible, no later than the fall. And so that'll be nice to have some new music out and get some fresh tunes in the radio land.
I know it ain't easy loving the cowboy kind. I know it ain't easy loving the cowboy